Alright, I still have a little bit of time today to basically play a game, so why not? 15 games to go. And number 15 will be the one to go. Let's go. Summoner by the Lame Brain. Here we go. Alright, so Lame Brain. Do you have any Sunday rails under your belt? Summoner and successor to Rogue. Alright. Alright, any of these other games Sunday rails? No, no. That's a Game Jam game, but no. So he's done a few Jam games, but none for the Sunday URLs. So this is his first, like, sort of, tight-knit roguelike type of development challenge, I guess we'll say. Summoner. And it says there, successor to Rogue. Okay, so. You, a fragile summoner, are about to descend into the tombs of doom. Clutching your staff tightly and wrapping your robe close to your ward off the chill, you descend. Why are you doing this? Is tradition began by my grandfather, a famous rogue who delved the tombs long ago. Is this made by him? Did this guy finish? Alright, so it looks like this guy didn't necessarily finish his game, but perhaps it was basically done after. We'll see. It's a browser-based game by the looks of it, so we'll play in a browser. What would you like to do? You can recruit a fighter to hireling, recruit a rogue hireling, visit the adventure shop, visit the magic shop, train stats, or enter the tomb. Is this a click type of thing? Yes, it is. So I can click. I have 500 gold. So I can get, like, fighters basically based on a level and, like, stuff. Let's get, like, a fighter. We'll get a rogue. Can't really hire too much, so let's get that. Visit the adventure shop. Let's buy a little bit of chalk, perhaps. A couple torches, a couple rations. I have a mana potion, but no health potions or anything like that, so these are expensive. Train stats. I've got no experience at the moment. Let's get that, like, sort of stuff of all our gold and let's enter the tomb. Alright, so Summoner. You got light, you got food. Tab for menu. Okay, so here's our party. I'm the Summoner. I've got 8 MP. We got Fighter, we got Rogue. There's a truck and all this other stuff. Tab this menu, arrow keys to move, C for spell panel. So, nope, it just crashed, maybe. I might want to try this in, like, Chrome, we'll see. So we'll get the fighter again. We'll get the rogue again. And we're going to sort my stuff again. Alright, it loaded up this time. We can actually see the dungeon. So C for C panel. O for open use. There's like our, stuff right there. I think if we press C or anything like in this menu, it's basically, causes the game to crash. So there might be a crash issue with like, okay, it's working. So cast spell. Conjure light, conjure food, summon monster, invisibility, summon monster 2, warp step, levitate, summon monster, town portal, and summon monster. I've only got a little bit of mana, right? I've got only 8 mana, so we just do like conjure light, conjure food, or summon monster 1. Alright, we're moving. Alright, so it's one of these battles where basically stuff just pops up. Summoner, what action will you take? So I can cast Summon Monster, attempt to flee, attack with Magic Blast, defensive posture, use item. Let's do attack with Magic Blast. Now, I'll note by the way that, the message log is like this, going by so fast I really can't see anything, so that could be better. I took 2 HP damage. My fire took a little bit of damage here. Defensive posture, I think. You've died. Click here. Okay, so yeah, I think the message log needs to be improved a lot because I can't really follow it because it's going by too fast. You can't really see what's happening. So that needs to be improved. Five of each. Did was a rogue supposed to be able to see stuff, or is that not a thing perhaps? And like you just discard like level duration here. I got a zombie and looks to be a rat. I died apparently. So it's basically sort of JRPG-like is what I'm basically getting from this game here. Let's just take a level 5 fighter, see what it helps me here or not. Into the tomb. So I got ourselves a fighter with 6 HP on him. Okay, so attempt to pick the lock, attempt to break the lock, or ask the fighter to break the lock. Let's ask him. We got a little gold. It feels odd they have to manually open doors, but whatever, it's fine. So a monster attacks for 11, you lose the round, you take 1 HP. Let's attack with Magic Blast, attack for 12, he does the 7 free. So I guess we won that battle. You ambush the enemy. I think it's just a numbers game where you're basically trying to, like, you know, outnumber, like, the enemy's, like, you know, thing there, and then you win. Poison. We got poison, apparently. We ran over some spikes, I guess. We get ambushed. And apparently I died. I mean, the concept is definitely very cool that you basically have, but it feels like, you know, it wasn't really balanced very well. We'll grab the fighter at level 1 again. Grab the rogue at level 1. Oh, I got 0 HP. Does that mean I'm dead? The rogue seemed a little bit useless, by the way, because he's not actually doing anything except for maybe picking locks when you get to him, but... I'm dead, because I had no HP to begin with. Let's grab the fighter again, because, you know, doesn't seem like he, like, you know, matters, whatever. Let's attack Magic Blast. You took a bit of damage, that guy. Attack. Oop, I took some damage there. It'd be nice if I could actually see my, like, you know, experience, by the way. And yeah, I'm like taking hits from like 19 damage and, like, you know, massive hits from like ambushes and stuff like that, so it is not balanced. And I can't, like, see the message lock because it goes too fast, so there's that. He's got 42 HP left. Defensive posture. I took some damage to regardless of being in a defensive posture, so... I quenched my first. Oh, I actually cast my success there thing. I did that by the way to see if I can get my mana redrain too, by the way, so. So I got my summon basically out. And I died. Well, I think basically it's like enough to sort of like show us what Summer's basically all about. It's an incomplete game, but it's a lot more complete than most games, so we'll give you that. What do you want us to basically say here? I mean, that's basically like the sum of it. I don't think it's as complete as the other games, but you know, it's fairly incomplete for sure. Aesthetic-wise, I mean, pretty straightforward. That's like, you know, the main thing is like, you know, it looks fine, it plays fine, but you know, the next log scroll apply too fast. Fun. I could see this being fun, is the thing, right? It's not a terrible game. It's just like it needs to be more fleshed out. Innovative. I won't give you too many points, but I mean, it is different. It hasn't been approached like this very often, so it is different. I mean, I'll note the 70 euros from like, you know, earlier in the year. This is generally on par with what I usually see, so I like to see a little bit more in this, perhaps. Like, you know, I want to see it complete, but more in the so it's like, you know, I'm not sure if basically there's like missing features. Like, you know, is the rogue supposed to be able to like maybe like see walls, like, you know, see your walls and doors and such. Should put it here. Like, it could be a thing that's like, you know, you just have a problem with the rogue not being able to see stuff, or, you know, you just have problems with like, you know, that's the thing, like, level duration might be a problem that needs to be addressed. Is this a roguelike? Like, that's the thing, like, this is fairly close to, like, you know, what I expect from, like, you know, a rogue to be. Thematically, like, you know, you're basically going to a dungeon as, like, a party and, like, you know, beating up stuff. It's just, like, you know, a more party, like, sort of, like, format, so to speak. It works well enough that we call it roguelike. It's, like, a little bit off, perhaps, but, you know, not entirely. I mean, it's pretty straightforward. It is like, you've got something here. It just needs to be a little more fleshed out. All right, looking at your game, you got a fairly decent score for like, a fairly incomplete game, but, not much more to say in that. So that's basically Summoner. 14 more games to go after this, but for now, that's it for this one. Take care.